This is Lisa from Mobile Tech Review, and this is the Sony Ericsson Xperia Play, available on Verizon for $199 with contract. This is an Android OS 2.3.2 gingerbread phone that's been enhanced for gaming. Now let's show you what we mean. You've got your PlayStation style controller here, complete with the usual square, triangle, O and X buttons, the D-pad here. You've got optical D-pads as well, which are nice because you can feel the edges of them and your fingers won't wander away like they do for on-screen controls of characters. Even select start button, and kind of difficult to get to shoulder buttons when you're gaming because this part of the phone gets in the way, but they are usable and they are there. This is a 4-inch display, 854 by 480 pixels, a little bigger than the usual 800, and that gives it a 16 by 9 aspect ratio for movie playback enjoyment. It has a 1 GHz second generation Qualcomm Snapdragon CPU. That's a single core with Adreno 205 graphics, and it's more than enough to power the games that are on here, and there are some very nice 3D games. The phone has 3G, EVDO Rev-A for data, of course Wi-Fi 802.11 BGN, Bluetooth, and the usual GPS. And you've got a 5 megapixel rear camera on the back with a flash. It takes very good pictures. Sony Ericsson knows how to make a very nice camera phone. The phone also has a front-facing VGA webcam. Let's take a look at the phone. You've got mechanical buttons right here, which are small but reasonably easy to operate. We have no issues with these buttons. They work just fine. It's a thick phone. No kidding, because it has to accommodate that controller here, so you can see the girth. There's your micro USB port right here and your headphone jack. And here are your controls for gaming and for music playback. And on the back is a very beautiful, I think, glossy, curvy finish. The only thing is it gets disgusting pretty quick when you handle the phone. So keep your wiping cloth handy. But it definitely is a very attractive and interestingly designed phone. So obviously it's a bit of a chunky phone, normal size for a 4-inch Android smartphone this way, but that's okay. This is a phone for gamers. You're not going to be getting this phone with the attached PlayStation controller unless you're really into gaming, and I have to say the gaming experience on this is top-notch. The display is very sharp. Nice color saturation, high contrast, perfect for gaming. We wouldn't mind if it go a little bit brighter, but it's adequate. It's fine. And it's also surprisingly viewable outdoors. I think the high contrast really helps with that. The speakers are excellent on this, very rich and full, and quite loud too. No tinny audio here. It's great for gaming and also for video playback. Take a look at it. You've got pretty much standard looking gingerbread right here. They haven't really changed the user interface from Google standard, and that's not a bad thing at all. It's fast and responsive. In terms of software on here, we've got Verizon App Store, and you're going to need that for the games. The games are actually downloaded through Verizon's VCast App Store, and not. Of course, you could use the Android market, but a lot of the ones that are on here that are specific to the PlayStation phone are through VCast. Now, if you download and buy a game, you can get some of these with subscription plans, and some of them you just buy. You can download them to another Verizon phone should you get another Android phone that's compatible with the games, but unlike the Android market, if you go off saying an AT&T phone, you're out of luck. You won't be able to put that game on your AT&T Android phone. In terms of other Verizon software, they really haven't mucked this up too much with bloatware. We have VZ Navigator, which is certainly quite useful for spoken turn-by-turn directions if Google Navigation doesn't float your boat, which is also on board here. And we've got something for Verizon account management and their backup assistant, and that's about it. Other apps on here are Amazon Kindle Preload. Of course, you can download that yourself, as well as other ebook reading applications. There's an Office system on here by Mobile Systems, and that's an Office viewer. The phone comes with 6 games pre-installed, and there's Madden 11. Fighting game is Bruce Lee Dragon Warrior. Asphalt 6 for racing. Star Battalion, Sims 3, and Crash Bandicoot. Because Crash Bandicoot is the only PlayStation port on the phone available right now. Hopefully we'll see more, because obviously that would be a big selling point for the phone. Verizon said there'll be 50 titles available at launch, and indeed it seems like about that. Those include Dungeon Defenders, Galaxy on Fire 2, Assassin's Creed, which we'll take a look at, Need for Speed Shift, Nova 2, Modern Combat 2, Gun Brothers, Let's Golf 2, which is pretty much on every Verizon phone these days, Xenonia 2, Splinter Cell Conviction, Spider-Man Total Mayhem, Raging Thunder 2, Hockey Nations 2011, Battle Bears, and Reckless Racing, which of course you can get for other Android phones as well. And again, some of these games that you can download, they are available for all Android phones. Some of them will not make use of the controller that's on here, but a good number of them do. Since this is an Android OS gingerbread phone, you've got Flash Player on board, and we download the latest version, which is 10.3. And we're going to test out some YouTube playback with desktop quality videos on YouTube's website. And here you can see what the on-screen keyboard looks like. And we'll switch to the desktop version of the site. Here it is playing at 360p using Flash 10.3. And we'll switch it to full screen mode, we'll switch to 480p. And now we switch to full screen mode, and this is over Wi-Fi. With 3G, you'll get some stuttering in playback as it buffers.
From Cuba against any nation in the Western Hemisphere as an attack by the Soviet Union on the United States. The cost of freedom is always high. No one can foresee precisely what cost.
It's playing reasonably well. I can see some frame drops though. Really, a dual-core processor is the best for full flash playback. Call quality on the phone. Sony Ericsson is good at making phones that work well as phones. Call quality is excellent on this. Our call recipients couldn't tell that we were calling from a cell phone. Likewise, the voice that we heard was quite good, and volume was definitely adequate. Reception is middle of the road for a Verizon phone. And 3G data speeds are, again, about average, which in our area means about 650 to 850K download speeds and about 300K for upload speeds. So in most respects, this is pretty much your standard higher-end Android phone that you'd find on Verizon. What really sets it apart is the gaming experience, thanks to the hardware and thanks to Sony Ericsson's push, or Sony's push, to get good quality games on the phone. So we're going to take a look at games now. So here we are in Avatar, a game that I've played both on iOS and WebOS, and I can tell you that this is a lot more responsive and easy to play with the D-pad. Though I personally would pick the optical for this one, since he needs to move in diagonals. But the nice thing about their optical D-pad is that you can feel the edges on it. It's not like on-screen controls for movement. You've got a distinct little nubbin in the middle and edges, so you know when your finger's wandering off the controller. Graphics are certainly beautiful, and the high contrast display is lovely on this. Much easier to see versus 3.5-inch screens. Now we're playing Bruce Lee. Game that makes use of all the buttons, squares, triangles, everything. Here we've got our cutscene in Assassin's Creed HD.
Locked.
And here we are inside Crash Bandicoot. Plays remarkably like the PlayStation original. Now we're going to take a look at Star Battalion, which comes with the phone. Takes a little bit of time to load.
Get familiar with your controls by flying around a bit. Not bad, kid. You're a quick study. Now we're gonna check your primary laser weapon. Use your primary weapon to take out one of those satellite stations. Nice shooting. Blow the other satellite to Kingdom Come with your secondary. Beautiful, ain't it? To decelerate, press the square button on the gamepad. Try it out. Let's try the thrusters now. Press the L or R button on the gamepad to do a barrel roll. Press the L and R buttons simultaneously on the gamepad to do a U-turn. Perfect. Now let's get the squadron together. Orion Force 1. Your overall mission is to support ground units infiltrating the planet. The first objective is destroying an enemy command and control center. Orion 1. You've located enemy command and control. Now destroy the satellite dishes. Nice shot. Orion Force 1 reports all enemy satellite relays eliminated. Orion 1 leader. You've got hostiles approaching. We're after the comm center now. You need to hold them off until we can shut down the main shield. Copy, Orion Actual. You heard command. Let's vaporize some royalist hardware.
Very smooth. Nice gameplay in this flight shooter. So that's the Sony Ericsson Xperia Play, available now on Verizon. The one and only PlayStation phone with the built-in PlayStation controller. And I can tell you, if you like to play games, this is a fun phone. There's certainly enough titles to keep you busy, many of which support the controllers down here, even if they're not franchise PlayStation games yet. Of course, Sony's going to be releasing more titles for this. And this really gives both iOS, the iPhone, and Windows Phone 7 with its good selection of Xbox 360 games a run for its money. And you get the beauty of Android inside. I'm Lisa from Mobile Tech Review. Visit our website for the full review.